Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. Clyde is just finishing up his sandwich. He's on his park bench and getting ready for this morning's show. Hold on here. Just put this here, that there. Put this here. Delete this. All right. All right. Let me just share my screen. It's always better when I share my screen. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Um, a few things I want to give you guys as we start. I want to post this. This is the earnings. Let me just turn my camera on, say good morning to everybody. Where are my manners? All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's say hello to everybody. Let's take a second. We got Steve and Arnulfo. We got Devin, Hariam. We got Ivano, Gregory. We got two Gregorys. We got Robert, Devin, Kevin, John, Hariam, Anukumar. Hey, Anukumar, there you are. Yeah, if you have just post your name after that tag, and it's just, so I could say hello to you and recognize who you are. Greg, Brian, Robert, Deanna, Steve, James, Preb Nuts is here. Oh my, Preb Nuts is here. Watch was an hour off today. Oh my. Hey Yuri, how are you? Yeah, set your. That's a good point. Please make sure to set your watch. 1 hour back. Good morning, everybody. Flying Ronan's in the house. Good morning, Yuri. Flying Ronan, Don, Manuel, Teresa, Vernon, Gregory, Rihanna, Edward, Arnolfo, Harold, Bill. Good morning, Bill. Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. Richard, Javad, Genevieve, Julio, Dave, Rayner, Minnesota, Jill. Good morning, Jill. Solaire, Stefan. Let's get this money. Yeah, there you go. Jay Fremix. Hello there. The Sassy Trainers here. Stan, Jeffrey, Bernie, Penny. Good morning, everybody. Eduardo, Dave, Harry, Dante, Wade, Rock, Frank, Louis, Vertuvian, Richard, Michael, Pete, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. Hawkeye, Kevin, Richard. Good morning, Richie. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend. Robert, Gregory, Tom. I was posting movies for Richie, the ones that I like over the weekend. I was just watching some cool shows over the weekend. Tom, Gregory, Robert, Next Gen, Jim. Good morning, Jim. Minnesota, Matt, Illinois grain farmer, P. Eddie Brock, C. Fazio, John, Linda, RBX10, Texas Kirk, Ralph, Don, Randy, Jesse, Dave, Jody. Good morning, Jody. Scampy, Colette. Oh, got a lot of people here. A lot of people here. I love that. Love that. Let me go back. Got to go back. Got to go back. Wow, we got a big crowd here today. Michael, we got another Michael. The new office is fantastic. I was there on Friday. I'll be there today. It takes me 6 minutes to get there. Half the time it takes me to get to the old office. Lawrence, Michael, Ray, Jason, Warren, Patera, Shamens, Raj, Rick. Good morning, Rick. Good to see you. Good to see you. Uh, Good morning, Walter. We got CJ. We got Roddy. Good morning, Roddy. We got Moondog, Stacy, Henry, Adrian, Bob. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Mary, Hefe, Dave, Naples fan, Ralph, Armando, Karen the Shark is here. Sandra's here. 2 hour difference. I see. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Some folks didn't change their time. I wish they would stop this time change nonsense. I don't think anybody needs it. I was even speaking to a farmer yesterday, and she's like, "We just don't need it anymore." Good morning, William, James, High Grounder, Doug, Corita, Kevin, Peter, Sinley, Bob, Scott, Hawkeye, Lori, Ivan, the Dragon Don is here. Joe, Barry, Martin, Hopium, David, Wesley, Duzzy, Captain Beef. Oh my. Harold. Hey, Harold. How are you? I know you as Harold, not Captain Beef. Mozit, Naples fan. That's right. Palantir after the close. I already checked. James, Acme football kicker. William, back. Good, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the cruise. That sounds like a very relaxing time. Bob, thank you so much. Bob is the best actuary, I'll tell you. Hakanashi. Oh, okay. Hakanashi. Doug, Chor, Kevin, Peter, Jennings, good morning. Wait, we got a lot of people here today. What's going on? A lot of people. I love this. Rob, Mark, Rayon, Rob, Bob, I want to go fast. Michael, don't go fast in the market. You don't want to go fast in the market. You want to go real slow. Jim, Mike, Richard, Hopium Addict, Brendan. Got a lot of people here. Becky, Rachel, Kurt, Catherine, Joel, Penny, Jimmy, Afa Diaz, David, Sylvia, Brendan, Hopium Addict, Richard, Jim, Mike, Paul, Gordon, Michael, Bob, I Want to Go Fast, Rod, Kick, Bobby. Got a lot of people. Murray, good morning, Murray. Hakanashi, I like that. Pat, Bob, Moondog. All right, let me give you the link for earnings, okay? A few things. I'm going to post the link for earnings for you I'm posting everything, by the way, in the main Telegram channel. Here is the link for the earnings, and I'll post it for you guys here. And also, if you want to have a really clear idea, thank you, Richard, for doing this. I appreciate it. Actually, I never thought of it, but yeah, that graph has all the day, all the mornings, and all the evenings. I'll post that right now. I'm going to post this for you in the Telegram channel. This is, you could see before the open and after the open, what, here, you could see it right here. After close, before open, after close. So this will give you a really good idea of what's coming when. Thank you for doing that, Richard. I actually could use that myself. I get confused a lot. You know what I'll do? I'll post it. I'll add it to this sheet right here. How about that? And I'll post it for you. This is very useful. Don't underestimate that, especially right now with all the time spreads and all the earnings. This is very, very useful here. So you can see which ones come out before the open and which ones come out after the close. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richie. I got to call you Richie. I got to stop this Richard stuff. Got a lot of Richards, but thank you, Richie. That's very useful. Very, very useful. See, folks, you could see after the close, before the close, before the open, after the, like Palantir, after the close. This is actually really, really useful, okay? Hey, Cam, good morning. You were a mean Angus Young, my friend. So you guys should have this. I'm going to post it again. You guys should be able to share it. Here it is. You guys will have it. It's also in the Telegram channel for you, okay? All right. What's the market doing right now? Well, we got a little divergence. We got the Dow down about 20, and we got the NASDAQ up. And remember, it's Monday. It's Monday. And Mondays are usually I kick myself in my ass for trading on Monday, especially Monday mornings. I don't like putting on position Monday mornings. I like taking off position Monday mornings. Mondays tend to be the most choppiest day for me. For the E-mini, it's Fridays, but for me, it happens to be Friday. It's also the most non-committal day of the week. And I've noticed like that AbbVie trade we took a loss on, it was put on 3 weeks ago on if I'm talking about the pit, it was put on Monday morning. So Mondays are really, really iffy for me. And the more I avoid Mondays, the better I actually feel. So Mondays are a wacky day. But the NASDAQ is doing pretty good, and it's taking the S&P up with it. As far as Fed data, I'm not 100% sure what data is coming out, what data is not coming out today. So we're going to just take it a step at a time. But all of these reports are coming out between 9:45 and 10 o'clock, which is after the market opens, okay? So I really, really wouldn't, let's just see how things go. We do have Fed speakers today, okay? I already gave you this, and we have Palantir coming out after the closing bell. That's going to be the big daddy, and then tomorrow, Applied Materials after the close. Although, Look in the morning tomorrow. You got Uber, Shopify, Spotify, a lot of consumer stocks there. Pfizer, you got Ferrari, not here nor there. You got Norwegian Cruise Line, a lot of retail stocks coming out tomorrow morning. So something to pay attention to. We still have McDonald's this week, Humana, Brinks. There's a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of stuff coming out. Does what it does. Ale looked so good going. It did, Ray. It did. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Our job is to pick A plus stocks. Okay. Our job is to pick A plus stocks. The rest is not up to us. You guys understand? It's kind of like this. Imagine you guys. Okay, so you know what? I'm not going to talk about this today because I'm about 10% finished with Mind Traps Part Two. I'm going to be done with it this week. Okay, and it'll talk about first order consequences and it'll talk about second order consequences. But the way you need to look at the market, folks, is this. Okay, when you're a kid, your mom tells you to eat your broccoli and you want to eat chocolates, right? Because you want instant satisfaction, right? If you eat broccoli, it's going to taste, well, I like broccoli, so whatever, but most kids don't like broccoli, so I'm just using that as an example. If you eat broccoli, you're not going to like it, but the result is going to be a good one, right? If you eat chocolate, you're going to be very happy, but the result is going to be a bad one. Trading is exactly like that. Each individual trade is you eating your broccoli. You want your chocolate, but you're going to have to eat your broccoli because the end result is what we're looking about. We're looking at second order consequences. And I'll explain all this in Mind Traps too. I'm almost done with it, okay? I'm almost done with it. So you got to understand, and you got to understand what you think is good for you in the market is good for you in the long run. And what you think is good for you in the market is only good for you in the short run. And if you eat chocolates all day, you're going to feel really great. But by the time you're 18, you're going to have a bunch of cavities. And if you eat broccoli, you ain't going to have any cavities. So in trading, we got to look at the bigger picture, second order consequences instead of first order consequences. Yes, it's coming out this week. See, I don't forget you guys. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. All right. Let's look at so again, I don't know which of these is coming out today, and I'm not going to play guess what federal report is out, which one is not. I'm going to let the market deal with that. And you're right, AbbVie did look good. Okay. US dollar. What's the US dollar doing? It's breaking out. It's continuously breaking out. This should theoretically put some weakness into crude oil and gold. We're almost at par. We're almost at par. Now, I don't know if you guys saw 60 Minutes about the tariff, Supreme Court. That's what I was trying to tell you last week. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but that's what I was trying to tell you. That if and again, I'm not getting political. This is financial. We have a huge decision in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, we don't know if they're going to rule with Trump or not. So far, the lower courts have not ruled with Trump. And if the Supreme Court does not rule with Trump, all of these tariffs are going to be undone. Please, I don't want to hear your opinions. That's not why I'm telling you this. I want you to understand where we're at and the gravity of the situation right now. I have absolutely no clue what the Supreme Court is going to do. Okay? But I just want to bring it up to your attention so you're aware of where we are right now with everything. Okay? Gold is just consolidating here. It's not really doing anything, but I like how it's holding up and building a base. The only problem is we need to get above this area right here, and we're below this area. Although I do like how it's building a base. So far, it's in a flag. It's in like a lower breakdown flag. But let's just kind of see what happens. But if the US dollar continues moving higher and trades above the 200-day moving average, it will. I think the 24th. I think they're supposed to. I think they're supposed to hear it on the 24th. Exactly, can. That's right. Exactly. That was a pretty good question with the. Yeah, it was great. It was a great 60 minutes. But again, I'm just trying to bring up to your attention the things that can really move the markets. Okay, like really move. Because I'll tell you why. Because China, Japan, and every other country in Canada, Canada and Mexico, they're sitting there and they're going, Come on, Supreme Court, rule in our favor, rule in our favor, give us some leverage, give us some leverage. That's what they're doing right now. You guys understand that, right? I mean, it's obvious, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a very good 60 minutes. I loved it. That's what I was talking about last week when NASCAR driver was trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that too little information is too dangerous. 60 minutes. So don't listen to me. Listen to 60 minutes, okay? They know more than me, okay? If that makes you feel better. They said exactly the same thing that I did. Okay. Uh, right here. This is looking really good. This is strengthening. This is actually going towards certainty in the economy. So the way the US dollar is looking right now, it's thinking these tariffs are going to hold. Okay. Yes, that's what I was trying to do, Sean. That's what I was trying to do last Monday till NASCAR fan was started shutting me down and telling me how I don't know anything. Yes, exactly what 60 Minutes said 5 days after I told it to you. Yes. Yes, and Elon Musk was removed from the government, but I told you it was going to happen 3 months before it happened. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. All right. So this is starting to look pretty good. Where's the other? There's going to be a market impact because they have to refund. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. But I don't know. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I am on point, Mark. Matt, excuse me. I am, but we just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, it can create nothing. And again, don't go political on me. I have no idea how it's going to go. My job is to raise the issue. Okay, I can't predict the future, and I have no idea what the Supreme Court's going to do. And actually, if you want to go deeper, price action, the U.S. dollar is actually getting stronger in anticipation of that hearing. And that's a positive sign. So markets are right now not saying it's not going to happen. Again, my job is to bring the issues to you. If you don't like what I have to say, I'm sorry, but I'd rather you learn it from me than 60 minutes, okay? Okay, let's continue. And I did say it to you guys on Monday and Tuesday. Remember Mr. Mr. What the hell is this? NASCAR driver, Mr. You don't know what you're talking about? Yeah, well, okay. Well, I said the same thing that 60 Minutes did. Okay. So this is the support level here, and this is the resistance level, excuse me, and right here. But I'd like to see us hit this level. I'd like to see us hit this level really hard, okay? That would be fantastic. Crude oil. Crude oil looks like it's consolidating here. It looks like this area held. It looks to me like both gold and crude oil are in a wait and see mode, which, by the way, not surprising in light of all of this global stuff that's going on. But the US dollar is moving higher. US dollar moving higher is strength in the confidence of the US economy. I can only imagine that if the Supreme Court rules for Trump, it would only strengthen the US economy because we would have more clarity on these tariffs. That's what this is doing right now. Now, I have no idea what the Supreme Court is going to do, but I like what the US dollar is doing. And I'm pretty sure if the odds were that we were not going to win in the Supreme Courts, the US dollar would be a little more flakier. That's just my interpretation of the charts. Again, the tire turns for you made him blow out his last tire in turn four. Exactly. So again, I don't know. I don't know. See, guys, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not here to tell you that I know. My job is to tell you all the stuff that's going to move the market and the importance of it. How the Supreme Court's going to rule, I have no idea. It would just be kind of stupid of me, it'd be kind of negligent of me not telling you this, right? It would be kind of like, oh, there's a huge catalyst, but we're not going to talk about it because we're going to know how it's going to turn out. No, it doesn't work this way. All right. Good morning, Don. Good morning. Good morning, Sylvia. Is paying for these tariffs. Let's not forget. Yeah, look, I don't think anybody's forgetting it, Sylvia. I think all we have to do is look at the store prices. But the market has not crashed. The market's been pretty stable. It's a pretty good surprise. All right. So crude oil and gold, wait and see mode. We're in a wait and see mode. We're pinched actually between this area here, and this descending triangle is no more. Now we just have a channel, which is actually favoring more of a neutral bias than before. Before we were more tailored towards the bearish side. Now we're more neutral. Okay. And again, folks, my job is not to uh, pollute your mind with politics. My job is to just tell you what the issues are. You have to decide what side you're on, what you like, what you don't like. But my job is to just interpret the tea leaves. Okay, bond market. This is not a bullish sign, and this is something I warned you about. Remember when we were here, lower high, made a high here. If this was higher than this high, this would be a good pullback. We talked about this on Friday. For anybody that doesn't remember, I'll refresh your memory. We made a swing high right here and we made a lower high right here. If we made a higher high right here and this was a lower high, then I would use this as a pullback. But I warned you because this high was higher than this high, we're continuously making lower highs. And because this is a lower high than this, I was not going to buy this on a pullback. And I also assumed we were going to drop lower. Everything I just told you, I told you last week, by the way. There is nothing new in what um, oh, of course, Bob. They were crazy. God gave Trump the right to give. He doesn't have to. Please, let's not get it. Let's not get. We have a lot of people here who are big fans of Donald Trump. Let's not get. Let's not get. Let's turn this into a hate thing, folks. My job is just to tell you what's going on. It's not to tell you how it's going to go. And if you don't like me, listen to 60 Minutes last night. It was exactly what I told you. So you see this right here. This we're at the 50-day moving average on the bond. Bonds are going lower. This puts more pressure that the Fed is not going to lower rates in December. Okay, in December. Okay, but we are at support. And by the way, I also warned you last week that there's a strong support area, which is when I extended this area right here forward to show you that there's a major support area right here. And if any of you don't remember me doing this and spending about 5 minutes on this, just watch Friday's or Thursday's video. We will find out soon enough. Exactly. We will find out soon enough. By the way, folks, I will be talking about seasonality today in the VIP room. I'm going to be giving you top stocks. I'll give you some really cool seasonal patterns. Let me just give you a link for that. Right here. There you go. I'll get into Bitcoin in a second, guys. There's the VIP room, and here's a link for Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. I'll be talking about top stocks. I'll be giving you I'm going to be giving you options today, and I'll talk about seasonality and why I believe seasonality works so well. And then I'm going to give you all the steps that I go through to find stocks for stealth surge. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. Last week, the market has not yet reacted to since there's no job report from Labor Department. Yeah, Tony, the market is not reacting to everything right now, but the market is reacting to the fact that the Fed may not be lowering rates in December. As a matter of fact, we were at 96% here. We're like 65, 70% right here. This puts pressure on the market. This puts pressure on the market. But we have very strong support here, as I mentioned to you last week, in anticipation of seeing this happening. Okay. All right. China. China is just kind of hovering around this trend line. They're kind of okay. They're not doing great, but they're not doing terrible. They're near all-time highs. All right. Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is consolidating. Bitcoin is doing something very similar to what we're seeing in US in gold and crude oil. Consolidating. It's consolidating right now. It's consolidating. And I think it's consolidating because it doesn't know the next step for the US dollar and energy prices. But we're starting to see some consolidation here. I like this trend line. I like this trend line. I like how it's moving a little bit up, but right now we just have to work with this. Okay? We're just in a choppy sideways area right now. Okay? And I'm a little surprised. I'm surprised that, quite honestly, that they're staying in this range. No, excuse me. I'm surprised that stocks and other assets are not becoming range bound too as a result of the Fed data. Keep something in mind, folks. The gold market, the US dollar market, the crude oil market, this is bigger than the stock market. And the fact that these assets are consolidating, that's telling us that we need to have more data. We need more data from the Fed to see what's going on. Nice. That's great. Cam is going to talk about how to put together a watch list today. That's fantastic. Folks, let's not get too political here, please. We have a lot of folks who are pro Trump, anti Trump. It doesn't really matter. We're here to make money. Also, also, make sure that you go to your Gearbox and make sure you type in 1080p. Okay? 1080p. I just hate all politicians, period. I just don't like politics, period. I think all politicians are full of shit. All of them, every one of them. Hey, Momar, good to see you. You came in at a perfect time. 1080p, okay? And if you guys don't mind, give us a thumbs up. And let's just move on past the all I wanted to do was talk about just mention 60 minutes that they said exactly what I told you last week. Okay. All right. Let's move to the stock market. What are the catalysts for today? Come on, guys. What are the catalysts for today? Yeah, Martin, on the market, exactly, exactly. What are the catalysts, folks? Come on, give me the catalysts. Give me the catalysts. All right, Minnesota Matt's coming in hot. Fed data, possibly. Netflix, BA, KView. Is KView even an S&P 500 stock? Hold on. KView. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. KView was. I learned something new every day. Let's see. Well, there you have it. See, this is what I'm saying. You guys are getting better at this than I am. Thank you. Consumer staples. I wrote. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see what else you got. Let's see what else you got. Um, let's see. I got Netflix, Mags Industrial via Boeing, financials via Buffett, WDC plus all the data storage companies, and now we have consumer staples. There's a choke point of Russia shadow fleet near Denmark, which NATO's assistance stops Russia from transporting crude oil northern. Oh, okay. Thank you, Rock. All right, guys, Walter, that's not how I do my stuff. Isn't controlling your emotions one of the first thing to become a good trader? It's the first thing, Michael. It's the first thing to become a successful trader. Yeah, that's a good one, Ralph. All right, so here's what I got. I got industrial via Boeing, I got Buffett, I got data storage, and I got consumer staples now, and Netflix and industrial. That's what I got. All right. So thank you for this. Thank you for KView. I missed it. I totally missed it. Okay. Oh, my dogs are going crazy right now. By the way, I'm very happy to report that I finally got the handyman to open my windows here in my office. So I have finally fresh air for the first time in 8 years here. It's so nice to have fresh air here. All right. All right. So let's go through everything. Let's go through everything. All right. We're doing good on time. Strong tech earnings and easing U.S. trade tensions continue to give us bullish sentiment. We got a lot of Fed data. We got a lot of news on earnings, including Palantir and AMD today and tomorrow, which is pretty big. Amazon surged 9%. Twilio more than 19%. Bright House Financial 24%. DXCM plunged 14%. So earnings are in full bloom right now. Economic data on Friday showed U.S. Chicago PMI rose 43.8%. Thanks, Omar. I appreciate it. Kansas. This is important, folks. This is something we have to pay attention to because look, we're at the 50-day moving average. We're literally bouncing off the 50-day moving average, And if we come out, there's a lot of support here, but if we come down here, that decreases the odds that the Fed is going to take action in December. Okay. And remember something else. The Powell has a get out of jail free card. Do you know what that get out of jail free card is? We can't make any determination because we constantly use this data to interpret what we're going to do. So because we have lack of data, we're not doing anything. We're just going to chill till the data's there. He could do that too. And by the way, it's not the worst, it's not the dumbest thing to say. He can just say we're status quo till we get more data. So they really need this data. It's like me. If I can't have charts, what am I going to base my price action on? The air I breathe? See what I'm saying? So he actually has a get out of jail free card right now. If you wanted to use that card, okay? Everything's great at the new office, Cam. Actually better than I expected. Better than I expected. I'll talk about it a little later. I want to get through this. But the new office is great. I was concerned with the fan and air conditioning, but it looks like everything's going to be just right. I actually do like it quite a bit. Just when I thought Matt was far enough for me, now he's even further. The new office is narrower and longer. So before he was like 10 feet away from me, now he's like 15 feet away from me. He keeps moving further away from me. Okay, President Schmidt said on Friday he voted against last Wednesday's rate cut. This is important because he's concerned about the economic growth and investment fuel upward pressure on inflation. He's right. Unfortunately, he's right. But my assessment, the labor market is largely in balance. The economy shows continued momentum and inflation remains too high. He's right. I agree with him. Logan and Cleveland President Hammack said they would both have preferred to keep rates unchanged. Look at that. They're changing their song. At the same time, Bostic said he eventually got behind the decision to lower rates, eventually, noting that monetary policy remains in restrictive territory even after the cut. He's right, too, by the way. We're still, it's not like we dropped rates from 10% to 2%. It's only a quarter of a basis point. All right. So this is telling me that they, and by the way, I'm going to say this in my defense. From day one, for some stupid reason, everybody assumed that October and December were like a package deal. I've been telling you guys every single day, hey, just because we got October done doesn't mean we're going to get December done. And I was asking Kane about what the ratios were and what the numbers were, what the odds were. You guys remember all this. I don't know why everybody just made this assumption that December is a done deal. I really don't know why, but everybody did. But now we're like at 65% because look, this is where we were, and look where we're right here. This is after we may not have a rate cut in December. Right here. Okay, so folks, this is important stuff we're talking about here. Really important stuff. This is actually like what moves the needle. Okay. We have a 69% chance. We went from 96 or 97 to 69. That's substantial. To be honest with you, based on this, I would think we're more like at 65, 64 right now, but I'm not going to nitpick. Folks, big quarter earnings, a lot of time spread opportunities this week. Their views of the economy, labor market will be scrutinized closely as official data release remains delayed due to the month-long government shutdown. And folks, we're now, and again, I'm not getting political here, but I'm telling you guys that it's hard for them to make decisions without having. They can't make decisions without having the data. Like a teacher can't give you a grade if he doesn't see your work. It's really simple. I'm not taking their side. I'm just telling you that it's hard for them to make it. It undermines the level of market efficiency. You understand? It undermines a couple of levels of market efficiency because when they speak, when they get data, they speak. They speak the market price, the bond market, and U.S. dollar price stuff in. Can't price stuff in if they're not getting the data. And again, everyone should understand this. This is like real basic common sense stuff here. Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. The government shutdown has now entered its 30. Can you imagine it was October 1st when they shut it down? It just blows my mind away. Democratic senators once again called on President Trump to personally step in to help end the government shutdown. If the shutdown continues, publication of the official U.S. economic data scheduled for this week, including U.S. jobs report, will be delayed. This is the point I'm making right here. It would be nice if he stepped in. I don't know the political ramifications of that, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm sure it's all political stuff. This leaves investors focused on private data ADP, which they're going to be looking at this week quite a bit. Folks, ADP comes out right here on Wednesday. This is going to be more important this week because we don't have any public data to read. It really puts us in a pickle, to be honest with you. It makes my job more difficult. University of Michigan consumer sentiment is coming out. Bonds suggest no rate cut in December. No, John, they're suggesting there's still a 65 to 70% chance that the rate cut will happen in December. They are still. If technically I agree with you, but fundamentally it doesn't seem to be the case. So I think you and I are saying the same thing. It's just common sense, Tim. This is not. A lot of people don't have common sense when it comes to politics. Okay, it all goes out the window. Europe is up pretty good. Remember, Friday Europe wasn't that pretty. We got a little upside here, kicking off a new month on upbeat note. Auto stocks led the gains on Monday. Reuters reported that White House plans to announce that Nexperia's China facilities will resume shipment, offering relief to automakers globally. This is good news. China closed higher. Investors continue to scoop up defensive stocks. Following last week's meeting, energy, bank, consumer stocks gained ground. That's not really that beautiful for us because we need tech stocks to move. And Japan is, I believe, closed. Yeah, they're closed for Culture Day holiday. Tomorrow they're reopening. And I gave you the catalyst. Berkshire Hathaway, that's financial, okay? Netflix, catalyst today. Boeing, catalyst today. Storage devices. You don't have to itemize these, guys. I noticed some of you itemize these. The whole point of a catalyst is that it impacts more than one stock. So the more you can put into that net, the better. So if I say there's a catalyst on storage devices, that's much more powerful than there's a catalyst on STX. You guys understand? That's why I prefer you round everything out to the industry as opposed to one stock. Because what's the point of a catalyst? To impact the rest of the market, not to impact that stock. So I noticed somebody here was typing in STX WDC. You weren't wrong, but try to go a little broader. If you have an opportunity to go broader on catalysts, you always take that opportunity. Because remember, the point of this is what are the catalysts to impact the market? Upgrades and downgrades from private people are completely useless. They last about 2 to 3 days. I'm answering Stacy, but the market does react to them. Okay, a company KGI Securities upgrading Netflix is the same thing as me and you upgrading Netflix. Okay, it has the same impact. By the way, let me give you my. And I will be talking about seasonality and explaining to you how seasonality works and why it's so important today in the VIP room. I'll be answering your questions about seasonality. And if you behave yourself, I'll give you a couple of seasonal sectors that are very seasonal this week. And here's customer service live. Okay. Again, if you're just coming in here are all the earnings. And I did put this in the Telegram channel. All right, now let's talk about the stock market, okay? Volatility. What is volatility doing? Volatility is going up. Folks, volatility is starting to come up, okay? We're not here anymore. We're now going up, a little bit up. Is this substantial? No, not till it gets above this red line, which is 18.64. We need to get above this line, but we are moving higher. Volatility moving higher and bond market hitting the 50-day moving average is not bullish for the stock market. I'm going to repeat this again. Volatility moving higher for 3 days, 2-3 days, not a big move, but volatility moving higher, and bonds hitting the 50-day line going from here to here is not a bullish sign for the stock market. Number one. What about momentum? Folks, I know I say this every day, but we only have 60% of stocks in the S&P 500 are trading below the 50-day moving average. 46% of stocks in the S&P 500 are trading below the 200-day moving average. Good luck with the dentist, Hopium. I hope he's gentle on you, okay? This is not good. This is not good. We don't have good upside momentum right now. We don't. Now, there's a silver lining here. Roger, what's the silver lining? The market's pretty consolidated right now. In other words, we're not at 90%, so there's a limit. That's one of the reasons why we're not cutting stocks in our swing trading programs. If we were at 90%, we'd be going down to 40%. We're already at 40%. We're already pretty low. So we are already at a consolidation level. These are not overextended here. Even utilities went from 90% to 55 last week, but nothing here is overextended. So what I'm trying to say is the market is not at a risk of a crash and burn. The market is at a higher risk of consolidating and not doing much. You understand? We're not, if this was at 90%, I'd say, folks, we can come down. We've been coming down. What this is telling us is that most stocks are not that strong. You take those mega caps away and you don't have a good market here. You don't have a good market. NASDAQ 100, 56%, 56%. That's 44% of stocks in the NASDAQ. 44 out of 100 stocks are trading below the 200-day and the 50-day. So 44 out of 100 stocks in the NASDAQ 100 are trading below both averages. That's not telling me we're going to have a major sell-off. That's telling me we may not be going anywhere. You understand? There's a difference between a major sell-off and not going anywhere. And I want you guys to understand that. We're not in a position where the market's ready to crash and burn. What we're seeing is a market that's just that's been coming down. We've been coming down. We've been coming down. Look at Russell 1000, 38%. This is 1,000 of the biggest stocks. Can you speak to financials? Yeah, I'll talk about Buffett, today's Buffett. Yeah, well, look at financials. Financials are right here. 28% of financials are trading above. So am I expecting a big crash or a big sell-off? No. What I'm seeing is markets that are just, I'm kind of starting to see more of this in the broad market. More of this in the broad, here, this in the broad market. Consolidation. I'm not really seeing any momentum. There's no momentum. Look, guys, 60% of stocks in the S&P 500, and please don't argue with me. This is math. This is not politics, okay? This is simple math. 60% of stocks are trading below the 50-day moving average. If this doesn't concern you, I don't know what to tell you. Dow Jones, 30 stocks, 44. These are not good numbers. These are not solid numbers, okay? I don't think it's a matter of bottom. I think it's a matter of consolidation. Consolidation. All right, what about momentum? How many stocks are making 21-month highs? 119. Let's look at this, at the history of this. 119 coming into today. Let's look last week. 89, 210, 225, 369. And what happened after 369? We started coming off. And we're barely at 100 now. What about 190-day highs, the gauge that I use? Less than 100, folks. There's no momentum right now. Whenever this has less than 100, there's no momentum. Look at 50-day highs. 46. We have 46 stocks priced between $20 and $2,000 that are trending right now. 46 stocks priced between $20 and $2,000 that have a volume of over 300,000 per day, which is every large cap stock. There's nothing trending right now. Downside, 76 stocks. Still nothing, but hey, down on a 90-day low, 123. So you have a choppy two-sided market right now. You've got a choppy two-sided market right now. Okay? All right. What about sectors? How are they aligned right now? Let's look. We look at this we look at this all the time. Boy, I'm going to be late today. Well, semiconductors, technology, QQQ, consumer discretionary, these are on fire. But what about communication? Well, at least it's on this side of the fence. Remember, We had consumer discretionary and communication on this side of the fence. Retail. This is not good. This is not good for Russell 2000. Look at Russell 2000. Retail. I'd like to see in this and home builders on this side of the fence. So this is starting to look a little fragmented, but it's looking better than it did a week ago. It's looking better than you got communication, you got Bitcoin, consumer discretionary. Look at how it looked a week ago. Communication was down here. Consumer discretionary was down here. They're both now up here. Invesco is up here now. Semiconductors are up here. So in principle, we're looking better. Momentum is actually looking better than it was a week ago. What we don't have is major catalysts outside of earnings. Folks, if you're just coming in right now, I'm about to talk about levels. Please, please, please make sure you're watching at 1080p and give us one thumbs up. One thumbs up. Just one time. If you guys are getting benefit out of this. Here are the links for the VIP room, where I'll be talking about some hot seasonal stuff for you guys today. And here's a link for Customer Service Live, where Cam and Gustavo are going to knock it out of the ballpark today. Okay. All right. Technicals. Let's talk about technical. And then I'll give you intraday levels, okay? Okay, where's SPY right now? See this? Thursday, Friday, and I think today we're going to do exactly the same thing. We just don't have much directional bias right now. Does that mean, Roger, it's going to come down? Where's the bottom? Where's the high? It doesn't mean anything. It means we're just going to chop around and hit the 9-day. Yes, the 9-day. Remember my Picasso drawing on Friday? Mm-hmm. It happened exactly as I said. Let's now consider. Now let's get the QQQ. QQQ. Let's see where we're at. I'd like this to break out, but I think we're just going to consolidate. I think we're going to consolidate. I'd like to see us go higher, but I don't think we have it in us. I think we're going to consolidate around the 8-day EMA. What about RSP? Huh. This is what the real market looks like, folks. See, this is the 50-day. See how we're below the 50-day? I think we're going to consolidate between this line and the 50-day right here. This is what the market really looks like. By the way, if we break this right here, we don't have a lot of support here. So that level we want to see hold is right here, 184.96 on RSP. Right here. We want to see this level hold, okay? QQQE, as of Friday, we're right at the 8-day EMA. This is holding okay. Choppiness, choppiness, choppiness. Dow Jones, same thing. Choppiness without a lot of directional bias, especially on Monday. 1080p green farmer, so you could see things clearly. What about Russell? Russell, right at the 8-day and the 15-day. Consolidation time, folks. Consolidation. Consolidation. All right, levels. Let me give you levels for today. And then I'll give you my 5 cents. Since we're already on Russell 2000, why don't we just start here? Okay. I'm hoping that this is helpful to you guys and it gives you some perspective of what to expect from market. Okay. And as Carla pointed out last week, she asked in a very passive aggressive way why this is not built into the Pro Trader dashboard, into AlphaZone Pro, is because AlphaZone Pro doesn't have the ability that my eyes do. Maybe next generation. They need to work a little bit more on their AI. But that's a great idea, Carla, and I do plan on putting it in there as soon as the programs are sophisticated enough to be able to match what I see with my eyes. So far, I can't replicate 31 years of experience in Thinkorswim or TradingView. They're still a little dumber than I am. Russell 2000 levels. Okay, let's go to SPY levels. Okay, right there, right there. Okay, I get these to you. I'm posting all these in the chat. Hey, look at that, Bob. We broke our record. Very nice. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Remember, I told you we're going to get close to nine, but before the end of the year, we're going to get about 900 people here. We'll get there. Um, SPY intraday levels. Remember, I haven't given you small caps yet, and I haven't given you my large caps yet. QQQ. Let's just delete these and start from scratch. All right. QQQ levels. Yes, 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that, guy. Thank you for typing all that. Yes, absolutely what Cam just said. Erase all. There. Oops. Right there. Okay. I wish the computers were sophisticated enough to do this, then I wouldn't have to do this every morning. But they just don't have the ability. They will, like maybe in a year or so, they'll have the ability. They're going to start putting AI into all of this stuff. It would save me a lot of time. Max, QQQ, SMH levels. I'm curious about SMH today too. I want to see this how this chart looks on a daily in a minute. But I'm not seeing a lot of anything today. Remember, folks, Mondays are typically my most boring days of the week. That's my underwater basket weaving days. Oh, one more. Okay, those are good levels. I can live with that. All right. These are SMH levels. So we got MAGS, SMH, QQQ, SPY. Let's do IWM, Russell 2000. Wow, look at this, guys. This is my levels. Folks, listen to this. These are my levels from last week. Okay, check this out. Richie and Cam. These are my levels from last week. I have not touched this, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I did. I already did Russell 2000. What am I doing? I'm like, this is like perfect levels. Forget it. Forget what I just said. This is my levels that I just did. See, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Bonds is what I haven't done. Bonds is what I haven't done. That's what we need to do. Bonds. That's funny. I'm confusing myself. There we go. That, that, right there, right there. Right there. Okie dokie. Let me give you these, and then we'll move on to small caps and everything else. Okay. Yeah, I did them first. I know. I know. I usually do them last. That's what confused me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me straight. You guys got to keep me honest. If we don't have 100% objectability here, we have nothing. And yes, I am almost done with Mind Trap's second book. I'm not updating the first one. I'm making a completely separate one, part two. All right, those are TLT levels. You have mag levels. You have QQQ. Russell, you guys have everything you need here. Now let's move to small caps. I give you guys a lot of stuff in the morning. I got to be honest with you. And I really appreciate you all coming here and spending the morning with me. Okay, let's look at these together, okay? No, no, no. Sorry. That was me. I was just being an idiot. Idiot. Trading desk on Wall Street, play a game of chicken Monday morning, see who makes it's called FOMO Joe Cam, it's called the FOMO Joe hour. That's what Wall Street's call it. FOMO Joe hour. There's a name for it. It's called FOMO Joe hour. Don't I'm not making this up. That's what it's called. The FOMO Joe hour. That's what Wall Street funds call it every Monday. Okay. NCRA above. Remember, folks, you don't touch these till the market opens, only if they're above my price. $4.50. RNTX 318. Let's continue. MSPR 90 cents. Ooh, this one looks really good here. PHIO. Now remember, it's whatever the pre-market high is. I'm only going to give you the pre-market high as of right now, but I can't give you the pre-market high because I don't know what it's going to do between now and 9:30. So right now it's 477, so we're going to put 480, okay? I don't know if that's going to be the pre-market high, but because it looks very strong right now. Um, LGCL above 560. 560. No. This one looks great. CHACR above. Again, this one's at the high right now, so we got to be careful here. I'll put 130 for now, and we'll see where it opens. CRBU $8. And whoo, wow, this is a beauty right here. CHAC. And again, it's already at the high, so I don't know what the pre-market high is going to be, as you could see right here. So I'll just put 14 bucks for now. Okay, I think I've given you more than enough. Yeah, I've given you more than enough. Okay. Let me give these to you. CHACR above 130. LG, LGCL above 560. PHIO, I like that one a lot, above 480. CRBU above $8. CHAC, that one looked great, above $14. Remember, pre-market high. I don't know what the pre-market high is going to be. NCRA above 450. RNTX above, let's make it 320. It's 318. Let's make it 320. And MSPR greater than 90 cents. Remember, I don't know which ones are going to hit. Okay. I don't know which ones are going to hit. And I want to look at SMH on daily, which I haven't done yet here. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, SMH looks like it's starting to come up. It's pretty strong right now. So SMH still looks bullish. Still looks bullish. Be careful, folks. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful today. We need to get above this area right here. As long as we stay in this area, we're just going to chop, 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 chop. And I think we're going to chop, 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 chop today. AREC. Let me look at AREC. AREC. Yeah, AREC is not good. Doesn't have volume. No, no. I'm looking for stocks that are going ape shit with volume, not just price. I'm looking at two things. Ray, I'm looking at volume before price. Okay. All right. Let's look at the stocks for the session because I'm looking for stocks not to just to go higher. I'm looking for stocks to explode. You need volume for that. And look at by the way where bonds are doing right now. Oh, bonds are just went from unchanged to negative 64, negative 64. That's not good right here. That's not good. Okay, short stocks. Then I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. I want volume, 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 huge volume. SN, Shark Ninja, Flow, Flow. That's a beautiful short right there. WY, TU. I've been giving you this one for weeks now. SOC, nice short. Sable Offshore Corporation, QXO. Oh, nope, forget it. Forget this stock. Forget it. It's hitting the 200. Forget it. Forget it. AMH, Moss, Kim. Nice, nice short. BX. This is, I think, second or third time I'm giving you this one. It's a good looking short. All right, let me give you longs. JCI, FRO, TMO. If you're a day trader, FSLR, only if you're a day trader, not swing trader. It's overextended for day trading. It's overextended for swing trading. I mean, it's good for day trading only. A, nice swing right there. Watt, nice pullback to the 200. Nice. That's a good entry right there. BAC still looks good. Bank stock still looks pretty good, by the way. Tiva, Lilly, Lilly, um, Zoom, day trading, not swing trading. Day trading Zoom, not swing trading. Too extended. HWM, It's very nice. And PTSG. Oops, wrong ticker. Hold on, wrong ticker. Public storage. It's PS PSTG. Yeah, that's it. PSTG. I always misspelled the stock. You got to keep an eye on me. I always spell it PTSG. It's a nice looking stock. PSTG. I always make that mistake. I'm very consistent. Okay, you wanted me to look at TNC? I'll take a look at TNC. 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 Mm, I don't know why I'm looking at it. There's nothing going on, but okay. All right, guys. So, what do I think the market's going to do today? I think techs are getting ahead of themselves. I think this divergence between the Dow and Nasdaq is going to come into effect. I would be very, very careful today about directional bias right now. I would be very careful. I want to see Nasdaq consolidate here before going higher. I want to see consolidation. And MAGs, I think they're just going to kind of hover around here. SMH is the only one that has the potential to go higher today, but I would be very careful. Keep an eye on this channel. I think we're just going to consolidate. Mondays are usually ahead of earnings when the Fed is closed. In November, chop, 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 chop. I'm not seeing that strong catalyst. I'm not. I'm not. Keep an eye. Keep an eye on the bond market. Remember, I drew this for you, and look at where we're at. I drew this right here for you last week, and look at where we're at. Keep an eye on this level. If this starts moving up, it's going to give a little tailwind to stocks. If this starts going down, it's going to take tailwind away from the stock market. Okay? Keep your eye on bonds and keep your eye on volatility today. And if this starts really coming up, okay? I will be in the VIP room at noon. Here's the link. I will be in VIP room at noon. And let me give you and I'll talk about seasonality, a lot about seasonality today. November is a big month for seasonality. And here's the link for Customer Service Live. I'm headed to the office. Clyde wishes you all a great day. If you haven't seen Clyde this morning, let me show you what Clyde is up to. I posted everything for you guys right here. And this is what Clyde is doing today. He's at the park trading. He's going to be there all day. So wish Clyde a happy day. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. I wanted to leave you with something funny today. Bye, guys. Take care. Have a great day. All right. Email me. I'm around. Roger@rogerscott.com. No customer service messages, and I'll see you guys later. I'm headed to the new office. Ciao. Bye, guys. Please be careful today. It's a Monday. Mondays are